Hatch? You start as a sea thing that learned to live on nuclear waste, then keep changing because your body won't stop updating itself. It hurts, and it never really ends. Second form. You crawl out with gills, not lungs. On land, they leak hot red fluid and you steam like a busted radiator. Streets turn slick under your own blood. Kamada second form ground speed, 8 miles per hour. Slow for a car, but enough for a multi-tens of thousands of tons crawler to crush bridges, tracks, and shallow roofs as it moves. Third form, you stand up but overheat fast. The fix is boring, back to the ocean to cool off, which makes every march inland a timed walk. You're about 389 feet tall and roughly 101,000 tons, with a tail over 1,090 feet long. Big is scary and clumsy. One bad step buckles a block. Form sizes. Second, 28 meter. Approximately 92 feet tall, 122 meter approximately 400 feet long. Third, 57 meter approximately 187 feet tall, 168.25 meter, approximately 552 feet long. Fourth, 118.5 meter approximately 389 feet tall, 333 meter approximately 1,093 feet long. Walking isn't just clumsy, it's expensive. Each step loads the ground with more pressure than a skyscraper's foundations. A human foot averages 30-40 psi. Yours? Try tens of thousands of psi. Asphalt boils, bridges bend, and metro tunnels shear like egg cartons. Congratulations, every walk is a demolition budget. Tokyo Station's old facade is about 148 feet. You look over its roof. One Shinkansen car is 8290 feet. A full 16-car train is roughly a quarter mile. You also stand taller than the Statue of Liberty, 305 feet, and your tail runs nearly a Tokyo Tower in length. That's the footprint you drag through a city. Your arms are tiny and the tail is a wrecking ball. Great for knocking things over, terrible for catching yourself. Once you tilt, you don't stop easy. Your dorsal plates are both armor and hardware. Deep penetrating hits can blow plates off and make you bleed. Lose enough and you lose control until they regrow. Invincible is a rumor. US B-2 strikes with heavy bunker buster bombs are the only conventional attacks shown to blow off dorsal plates and draw visible bleeding. Artillery and air-to-surface missiles don't breach the hide to that extent. Your skin is armor, but the armor hates heat. The outer hide runs over 2,000 degrees Celsius when venting, hotter than molten steel. Concrete spalls, glass liquefies, and even your own blood boils midair. The city doesn't just burn around you, it warps, slumps, and recrystallizes. Too much heat, and you roast your own scaffolding. Your heat ray spins up smoke, fire, purple beam, and it drains you. When you spool up, your skin cracks and glows. That's heat and pain under the plates. When the lights inside dim, you're just a giant target. Your jaw can open wider than any human face, and that matters. In your fourth form, your lower jaw doesn't just drop. It splits and swings apart during your compressed atomic heat ray, giving your mouth cavity a terrifying gape over 90 degrees. That split isn't cosmetic. It maximizes the internal chamber for your beam, letting more energy build up, more fuel to spit out, more ruin. With that much openness, precision drops, heat leaks, structural stress in the jaw, but you still use it. Because everything else is worse. Your metabolism runs nuclear. Not fast like a hummingbird. Absurd. At peak beam output, you burn through terajoules in minutes, the kind of energy it takes to keep millions of homes lit. A single volley equals Japan's hourly national grid load, except you don't get paid for it. You collapse like a blackout. Nuclear stomach, blackout brain. You fire from the back and the tail too. More beams mean more exposure. You broadcast your position for miles and burn the same battery you need to move. Extra weapons, extra weak spots. Your eyes don't blink. They throw a flash shield. You also have a kind of radar sense. Nice to have, but sensing isn't dodging. Tight streets, long tail, slow hits. You still eat the hit. Your blood cools the reactor body. People learn that and jam you with a coagulant. Your own plumbing turns into an off switch. After a full blast, you stall for about 2 weeks to recharge. Miss your heat budget and you hard shut down anyway. Both are long, quiet windows for cranes, drones, and charges. Japan spent 1.35 trillion yen, approximately 12 billion USD in projected defense costs to stall you. That's more than the annual budget of entire nations. Blown on one monster. And still, the US plan to nuke Tokyo to end you. Imagine being so unstoppable that your biggest achievement is making allies aim nukes at their own capital. Your fallout fades fast. Roughly a 20-day half-life. Good for the city, bad for you. Cleanup and rebuild crews roll back in sooner with better tools. A plate or a chunk tries to grow, and the tail bud's humanoid splits with teeth and fins. Every flake becomes a hazard, and it fractures you to survive. Your regeneration is terrifyingly granular. Even a single cell fragment can regrow to full tissue. Shin Godzilla regenerated entire dorsal plates and body parts from damage as small as broken flesh remnants. Every blast you take becomes a chance to clone yourself. Your own shrapnel is a future you. You're a solo weapon, but solo means lonely. Other kaiju at least had packs, parasites, or rivals. A single cell gone wild. No mate, no allies, no species left to balance you. At best, you clone by shedding chunks, like cancer metastasizing. Biologists don't call that life. They call it a tumor that walks. Your DNA packs too much data. Power on paper, in practice, it's constant misfires. Bones out of place, skin splitting, new parts that don't listen yet. Narrow streets, overpasses, and rail lines trip knees and pin hips. Sideways shocks fold joints. Under you, subway roofs and utility vaults cave. Water, gas, and power lines burst together. Streets drop, trains stall, and floodwater blocks the exits. The 2011 megathrust wave shook for minutes and brought a tsunami. You don't hit M9, but you're passing loads, bridges, and towers every second. And one tail swipe drops hundreds of dump trucks of rubble in a breath. Different disasters both break cities. Your beam slices and ignites in long, straight paths. A torch that moves. A 15-kiloton bomb erased most of a city in one pulse of a firestorm after. Your path is narrower, but it keeps coming street by street. Zilla from 1998 is around 180 feet and maybe hundreds of tons. You're approximately 389 feet and approximately 101,000 tons, or roughly 2 orders of magnitude heavier. Fast legs don't beat mass when rails and buildings are the arena. Mass check. Shin Godzilla, 118.5 meter, approximately 389 feet, and approximately 101,000 tons. Monsterverse. Godzilla later reached 119.8 meter, approximately 393 feet. Godzilla Earth, anime, is 300 meter, approximately 984 feet, and approximately 100,000 tons.